tell you where the fish are.
Triple! Get in there!
Tell you where the
That's a
fish
nice
are.
fish.
Yeah, man.
I tell you where the fish are.
Woo!
Make it clear.
Scott Feist, Team Pautzke, here to explain the fire dye process. Today we're going to be using a Chartreuse Fire Dye. Been using this stuff half of my striper season. It is unbelievably easy to use, easy to dye to minnows, and it really is helping me catch more striped bass. I want to show you how we do it today. I start off with a 1 gallon bucket, and as you can see I throw an aerator stone in here. Now, I'm gonna add to you guys that I'm gonna use 2 bottles because I'm using more of a commercial grade. I'm gonna dye 50 minnows in this one batch. If you were gonna dye, let's say a couple dozen minnows, 30 minnows, you could get away with using 1 bottle. This particular recipe I'm gonna show you guys, I'm using 2 bottles. It can't get any easier than this. So what I do, under aeration, I grab the fire dye and I just pour it right in to the bucket here. Really simple. Let me grab another bottle and just pour it right into the bucket. And then from here, it's really simple. You follow the directions on the bottle. It's 3 of these containers of water to every bottle of dye. So since I'm using 2 bottles of dye, I'm gonna go ahead and use 6 bottles of water. I have clean water right over here. So 1, so now I have my water and my dye inside my little bucket. What I'm gonna do is grab my little net here, and I have a whole bunch of minnows. Let me see if I gotta probably get my little net. Let me just scoop this over and I'll show you guys. So you can see I scooped out some live bait from my big tank in the back. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab these live golden shiners and I'm gonna drop them in this solution here. So you can see them, I'm doing a whole bunch of them, but you can see I'm just throwing them right in the solution. The biggest key, most important step to this is making sure these minnows are under aeration, okay? They will not survive during the dyeing process unless they have some air on them. So, you know, you could use a little Mr. Bubbler, or this is a little aquaculture aerator. It's key to have them underneath that. Let me get this last guy. There's a good one. That one's gonna catch a big fish right there. So now I have them in the solution, as you can see, and we're gonna let these things sit here for a little bit. So my magic cure time has really been this, and you're gonna wanna play with it yourself, but to get the optimal dye, you'll learn your own patterns. But for the 2 bottles of dye, 6 bottles of water, and roughly anywhere from 30 to 50 minnows, I like a 30-minute soak time, okay? You could extend that a little bit longer, but they start to choke up a little bit. So I kind of set my clock, watch it for 30 minutes. We'll let these things sit in here and we'll come back and show you how they come out and the next steps. So these baits have been soaking for about roughly a half hour. I just watch them. I've been using this stuff for so long. You'll see, you'll get some bubbles, you'll know. I mean, you'll see some of them kind of be on their side. Not that they're dead, it's just I have so many minnows laying in this bucket. So what I do is I pull this aeration stone out, and this bucket sitting right here is just a bucket of clean water. I'm kind of a clean freak. I take these minnows out of the main solution, and we're gonna put them in some clean water just to kind of flush them out of here. So what I'm gonna do is these things are coming out of the dye, and we're just gonna we're gonna dump them into some clean water here. And I'll show you right here. So all I'm doing is just dumping them in the clean water, giving them some life here. Look at that big old golden shiner. And I'll grab one out of here and show you guys the color of them. I mean, they're vibrant. You can tell they're coming out of this stuff real vibrant right here. You know, I've been using the Chartreuse, but all these colors will work on striped bass. You know, blue's an amazing color. Red is gonna be just unbelievable. I just started using Chartreuse. I know how much our stripers love Chartreuse, so I've just stayed with it. And, you know, for that reason, even gold would probably be a really awesome color on these fish. Get these guys out of here. I think that's almost all of them, almost. Just get them out of here and throw them in the bucket, and I think that's all of them out of there. So then what I do right here, you know, I'll show you, I'll grab one of these guys out of here and see if I can get a nice one for you guys. See if we can see them here. So you can kind of see, the lighting in this room isn't that great, but you can see I mean, they're just dyed chartreuses could be right here. I mean, they're just beautiful baits. Let me see if I can get that big one. There's a big one in here. Right there, you can see that guy's just dyed up. He's in a little bit of foam there. And then what I do from here, a lot of times, I will take them out of this into one more clean bucket, and that's where I'll fish them. Again, these things are so deadly. It's such an easy process. The key thing is just to follow the directions on the bottle. If you want a little bit more potency, do like I do, is the 1 bottle to 3 bottles of water. But I do caution you, if you let them sit in that solution for too long, you will perish your minnows. Okay, so this is the finished product right here. We took them out of the dye. I put them into a clean water bucket. Let them soak in there for like 5 minutes. I'm kind of a clean freak. So from there, I put them into one more clean bucket, which is this bucket right here. These are dyed minnows. Let me grab one of these guys and see if I can get a nice one here. You know, and it's hard for the light to pick them up that well. But these are dyed beautifully chartreuse. You know, the longer you leave them in the dye, the more color they're gonna pick up. So, you know, if you just want their eyes dyed, their tails dyed, you know, maybe a 5-8 minute soak. I could even have soaked these longer. They would have even picked up a little bit more color. But these are pretty bright. All the bellies are dyed on these things. These are a bright fish, you know, holding that UV on them, just a wonderful thing. But again, you could play with it, play with your dye. You know, if you want just the eyeballs and the fins dyed, you know, less time, more time, the more color it will soak. Again, this is the end product. Very easy, very effective. Not only on striped bass, that's what I'm using them for, but it works across the gamut. Anytime you're using live bait, I don't care if you're fishing smallmouth, largemouth, pike, muskie, anything that you're using live bait, salmon on the ocean, salmon in the Great Lakes region, anything you're using live bait, this product's going to definitely help you improve your catch.